just a short video to try to catch the right time and moment. There was an earthquake yesterday in this area. I'm north of Tonopah, Nevada, on US Highway 95. The photograph in the internet showed that a crack slash hole had gone across the highway, and they shut down the highway for a while so that they could patch it up, fill in the hole, and get things moving again. So when I looked at the map to see where it was in this general area. I don't know if I can talk long enough to last how far up it is. You know, I don't know where it is, so that's what I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit hazy out there. There's some dust in the air from the wind and whatnot. This is the desert after all. But it's springtime, so all of the sagebrush is green, and all the other small plants and etc. they're colorful. So that it's been kind of a pleasurable day that way. The mountains ahead of me, the Sierra Nevada range. That is California over there, where the white mountain tips are. Not too far away. 95 runs northwest out of Vegas towards the California state line, and then starts to pull back away from it by about, I don't know, I'm totally guessing, maybe 80 miles between US 95 and the state line at its, majority of it. I mean, it gets pretty close at the Highway 6 junction, but I don't know if it gets any closer. Mostly just talking to keep you occupied for a minute, see if this video is running while I cross over the big patch where the earthquake made a hole in the road. I thought it might be interesting. I guess I could pause the video, see if I can catch the crack in the road before, long enough before I get to it that I can hit the unpause or resume and still show it to you guys. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. I do know that when I try to make these videos from the windshield mount like this while I'm driving, a lot of the times the phone will overheat and it makes taking videos or doing anything else, even the phone service on it, it turns off. The windshield is huge in this truck, and it magnifies the heat from the sun and outside, and it just cooks the phone sometimes. So when I try to take a video or whatever, it just adds that much more and makes a problem. It would be super neat if I could run 3 video cameras at once so that you could see more off to the left and right as well as the center while I'm driving. Sort of a fisheye lens. That would be super cool, because a lot of the scenery that I'm enjoying and trying to share with you guys is missed because I can't hold on to the camera and wave it around and have it in focus and framed right and all of that crap while I'm driving. That would be stupid. It would be fun, but it would be stupid. And if I were to do it, the resulting video would be referred to as evidence exhibit A. So yeah, I won't be doing that. It would be cool though if I had 2 other cameras, run them out the side windows or just at an angle from the 2 sides of the center camera. If I were a rich man, I would have more video. And I wouldn't be driving this damn truck to do it from. I'd have a big RV with a trailer, with a hot rod, and a motorcycle in the trailer. Or maybe put them in a 3rd trailer, and then a camper trailer behind it. That would be super cool. Have my own 4-trailer caravan. It'd be like a road train, except in the United States, and I wouldn't be making money. I'd be spending it. That'd be awesome. Being a millionaire and being broke Bruce at the same time. Forget about it. How fun would that be? Anyway, I'm a little bit irritated. I genuinely thought I had an excellent grasp of where that crack in the road was going to be, and it still hasn't shown up. Can I talk again about how colorful it is outside? And how pretty the view is? I guess. My 7th and 8th grade history teacher, homeroom teacher, recommended to me that I listen to a radio station that's from this area as I drove through. So I turned that on today. That was kind of groovy. It has an old-time radio hour. That was fun to listen to for a few minutes. They bring in talented musicians, banjo players, folk style music, etc., and have them play. And evidently their mantra is you don't have to be famous, you just have to be really good. So the musician they had was really good. There goes some DOT vehicles. I might be getting close to the crack in the road. Yeah, so anyway, I listened to that for, I don't know, 10 minutes, half an hour. I lose track. And everybody loves the home style radio shows, old-fashioned radio shows. And most people are perfectly aware of the old one on PBS or PBR called The Home Prairie Companion. And it used to have a host named Morris Keeler. I remember that much. Anyway, great voice for the job. Had a breathy, whispery, old manny, kind of quiet personality voice. He was perfect for the job. If he didn't make $1 million, he should have. That guy was perfect. For decades, everybody knew him. He was awesome. And he had a spoof, a little satire detective show on it. And it just lends to show, I know I'm all over the place on this, but it just lends to show that if you like a genre or a thing, and if somebody can make something that looks like it or just reminds you of it, you're going to enjoy what they're showing as well, because it makes you think of the thing that you like. Obviously, the Home Prairie Companion radio show is only about an hour long, and so they have a whole bunch of different segments. They have the guest musician, they have a guest speaker sometimes, and then they would have their little skits that they would do every show that were only a few minutes long, and they were mostly comedy and satire and that sort of thing. But who doesn't like film noir? The old detective shows, the Maltese Falcon, etc. That stuff is awesome. And so they would make this 2-minute skit every other show under the guise of that genre, but it would be funny lines and whatnot. But I still loved it. It was corny, it was cheesy, it was the jokes were, corny and cheesy, but it was fun. And you liked it because you liked film noir type stuff. And people like film noir because they like, old-fashioned stuff. Who doesn't like old-fashioned stuff? Yeah. So that's that little monologue about that. I am getting close to the Highway Junction 6. If I don't run across this crack in the road in the next couple minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. I might try pausing it, but if I pause it, it only lasts so long before it just gives up, and that's the end of the video. And sometimes I lose the whole video, and that sucks. This is colorful. This is kind of cool. It doesn't show as well on the video, actually, as it is in real life. This area that you see that looks bland and drab and beige is actually quite golden and bright. It's something else, man. I really am going to miss the clear air that all of this shutdown has caused. That's the one really nice thing about everybody not being out. It cleaned up the atmosphere so much. And it'll be gone forever again. Do those two words go together? I don't know. Up here in about 35 seconds, 40 seconds, there's a highway junction where at one point in time they tried to put in commercialization. They tried to put in a shop and a hotel and a store and a gas station and some parking and whatnot. But all that is left is the concrete shells of the buildings. There's nothing there. There's no pipes. There's no electricity. There's no water. There's hardly any concrete or pavement left on the ground. But it's still there, and people still stop there, even though there's nothing to buy, no bathrooms, no food, no anything. But people see it and they think it's cool, and they still stop. So it blows my mind that you couldn't put in something. A burger joint, an antique store, a gas station, something there to, make a dollar. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit carefully, and I will. There you go, right there. That's it, and it is the junction of U.S. Highway 95 and U.S. Highway 6, and it actually has a name. I've looked it up before. It's not that hard to find. Let's see here. No, it's not showing on one GPS, so it must have showed on my other one. I'm not going to look for it right now. And then off to the left as well, all that white out there, that's just sandy, deserty, whatever, alkali. Unzoom, Bruce. There we go. Out in those hills over there is a ghost town called Candelaria, and it was obviously in its existence for mining, and I don't think it was for mining for silver. It was probably for some other, sulfur or something else. Fun thing about mining is everybody, when you think mining, you think ore of some sort, metals. But there are so many other things that people, dig into the ground out here and make huge amounts of money in industry from. None of them are coming to mind. I get tongue twisted very easily. I think it's a sign of my age. I need to drink more ginkgo biloba stuff in my soda pop to have a sharper mind. But I've always driven by Candelaria and thought to myself, how cool would that be to, go out there and spend the night with the truck out there with the crickets and the stars and all of that. But I've never trusted the road that goes to it to be solid enough to take a semi-tractor trailer out there and not break anything. And I'm not entirely sure that it's not owned by some corporation or some individual, and I wouldn't be trespassing. In a semi-truck, that can be really bad. On a motorcycle or a car or a pickup or a dune buggy, no big deal. You wave your hand, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and you leave. But with the semi-tractor, you get out there, you break down, and now you're on private property, and it's a big old mess. And when you're driving somebody else's truck and you're an employee, you'd feel awfully stupid if you cost them $10,000 in damage. And then you go and buy your own equipment, and now not only would you feel stupid, you would be stupid for breaking tens of thousands of dollars worth of things on your truck just to go see the thing that nobody wants to see. So you can look it up on Google and get the same thing, sort of. You won't get the wind and the sand gnats and the fleas and the all that stuff, but you can look up Candelaria on Google. I'm not sure you'll find find it on Google Maps until you look it up as a thing on Google first. I'm not sure. You might be able to. Whatever. But it's cool. It's out there. It's hip. It's now. It's happening. Still have not crossed the damn crack in the road. Can you believe that? Well, it was a good idea for starting up the video. I started out today in Beatty or Beatty. It's the same spelling for the actor Warren Beatty, but everybody that talks about Beatty driving through it on the highway calls it Beatty. Are you going through Beatty? Yeah, I'm going to go through Beatty. All right. I wonder if Warren Beatty goes through Beatty when he drives through Nevada on his way to Vegas. I don't think so, because he doesn't live in Reno. But I started out there today, and I was perusing the internet, and there was a guy who posted some pictures of a very poor town in Russia. And I asked him what town it was, and he said, oh, it was the poorest, ugliest, awfulest town in all of Russia. And I said, oh, that's interesting. I'll go look it up. And I said, there are places like that in the United States as well, you know. And he says, oh, I don't believe it. And so I shared with him pictures of the town that I spent the night in. You know, it had dirt roads and tar paper shacks and whatnot. Then I mentioned, since I was in Nevada and they were on my mind, I mentioned the town of Mina and the little town of Luning. And I also mentioned that, you know, some big cities have really bad parts of town, like St. Louis. St. Louis had, whoa, big bump there. That might have been it. Here we come. Here we go. Yep, this is it. Zooming in. Dun, dun, dun. The big patch in the road. This was it. This is exciting.